one of the best counters as a support on Wraith King, because your disruption gets crits as soon as the illusions come out. So that's a lot of damage for Wraith King. Demonic Purge makes him kind of a creep, honestly, for a while.
Even through BKB.
Yes, and Soul Catcher is also very powerful. Okay, Lil. Like, well, I gotta keep going, guys. I already committed to this. Has to outrun the blood right. Lil's going to die. Not that big a deal, because Astral gets the first blood. I think they should have given it to the monkey there. But
no, there is no back there for Lil. He knew what he was getting into there. He knew what he signed up for with the boots of speed as well. Able to just get that first blood in favor of PuckChamp very, very quickly. I don't know, it seems weird. It seems like they were like literally prepared for that. So now they're going to go ahead and spread all over the map. We do see HellRaisers, sometimes they like to play. Actually, a lot of teams in the region will like to play a little bit aggressively there. Sometimes group S5, wait on the hills like that. But that's the first time I've seen it, a successful counterplay. Like,
and so now they can rotate the Bloodseeker easily to the top lane, right? Doesn't miss any time to farm. And Bloodseeker's great at defending runes, so 2 bounties for each. But with a first blood addition to PuckChamp. By the way, of Shadow Demon plus Bloodseeker, I would dare say might be good enough to beat the...
I agree. Disruption is really strong because, of course, like you mentioned, it's you get the immediate double crits with like 30 and then 50 and then eventually like 70% damage, right? Once you have max the disruption, so it's a bit weaker to start. But that, of course, ignores the setup aspect that you can disruption for. So you can get a silence off. That makes sure there's going to be no Wraithfire Blast. So that allows you to get an extra couple right clicks in here. It's a lot of more like damage. It's a lot more harass that you're able to bring very early. But Astral takes first. It is going to be disruption. Nothing leveled yet for a Wraith King.
I think there's the one lane where I would justify disruption because of the blood right plus the double crit combo, right? Because Wraith King can't realistically go for crit now. He either goes for the Vampiric Aura. And then the...
Nope, he's going to go for crit.
Okay, he's going to go for crit anyway. All right, so Astral, more reason to take disruption, right?
Yeah,
that's a lot of damage.
That was a really smart move, though, Cooman. He's like, I know what's coming. He didn't see any demonic poisons or shadow poisons when they killed the Rubick, so he's like, I don't want to take damage for free, essentially. So it's a smart move there not to actually level anything until after you got disrupted.
Yeah, exactly. So it's smart play. Of course, without the shadow poison, you're not going to be able to harass the Disruptor. He's going to beat you, especially level 1 Disruptor is very powerful. But I think the build is still, you get 1 point disruption, then you go for 2 points in shadow poison afterwards, and you still have a pretty... This lane is scary. It's a really strong combo. Both of them are very strong laners. And Disruptor, he can put a lot of damage, especially at level 1. But he's not that great. Like, he's not going to win you the lane single. He doesn't trade them.
No, he's really good setup, though. And if he gets ahead, he's incredibly effective at harassing. Much like the Disruptor, actually. Both these heroes, I would say, have a kind of a similar support tempo here. Of course, this one's going to be the position 4 compared to the... But I think the concept still applies. Rezo is not going to be having a very fun time, though. He's basically not been allowed to touch the creeps. 6-0 is not too bad, to be honest, though. But krylat is going to have a pretty fun time in this lane, to be honest. Who's the support here for them? The Rubick. Yeah, Rubick's just okay. Of course, the Monkey King doesn't really care about Fade Bolt too much, because again, he gets most of his damage from Jingu anyway.
Yes, exactly. So I don't think he's that bothered by this lane at all. I mean, the Void Spirit struggles. I think Void Spirit as a matchup is acceptable compared to like a DK, for example, because you can kind of move and you go for the Simulate build anyway in this lane. But it's tough. With Monkey King and DP, PuckChamp is well set for this early. I see the lanes very strong. They have a good plan to make these lanes turn into like a strong game as well.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's a Maelstrom game for Monkey though, like Maelstrom into Ags as opposed to like straight Ags.
Just Ags first? Yeah, we'll see. I feel like you might be able to get away with the Ags to build depending on how well Desperate does in the mid lane. Because if Desperate gets off to a good start and your side lanes are off to a good start, then that makes the Puck rotation game super free, basically. Cooman is going to die to creep here, as that range creep is going to get promoted. Congratulations, sir. You're now a second-class private.
Exactly. Well done, honestly.
Well done.
We were saying this lane is difficult, and look at Melee's build, right? He's going for the second point in Blood Right. This is often the most disputed level for Bloodseeker. Do you go for second point in Blood Right or second point in Thirst? Honestly, pros have very different ideas, even as an off-laner or carry, right? But in this lane, it's just Blood Right's undeniably amazing when you set up for it. And you see the strength of that. There's no way Wraith King can get close to the creep level or someone push. Mid though, Puck is suffering because that matchup is very bad for Puck.
It is, yeah. Young G just simply doesn't care about the Puck's damage. There's not really much Puck can do, and it doesn't get better for Puck either at level 6, because you Dream Coil him and he goes, okay.
Yeah, exactly. VANSKOR will die in the top lane yet again. Astral getting that kill. I think it was thanks to Shadow Poison and Disruption, actually.
Yeah.
Is he, how many points has he got in Disruption, by the way? the one. Okay, so he's going for the traditional build. That seems fair. Because against Wraith team, there's a justification for Mac.
It does, yeah.
So it's not too bad, but I think this is a better build.
I was gonna steal that rune away from Young G.
Did you notice how he waited the Young G so he had vision of the rune and goes, no, it's mine.
Yeah, well, it's because Young G he needs to move in. It's like when the goaltender in football is like about to pick up the ball, right? Someone has to go challenge him, otherwise he's gonna hold there for forever here. Lil, unfortunately, he needs to be held because he's having a really bad time down here. Rezo as well might need a hug soon enough. No, he's going to be okay. But yeah, this is not a very fun laning stage whatsoever for HellRaisers. Mid lane, at least, is the thing. Yeah. That's going to be nice for them. But unfortunately for DK, he's not bothered by the puck, but he also usually doesn't have a whole lot of kill potential against the puck either, nor is he realistically going to be able to push that tower without some major rotations, because puck has got good wave clear.
Exactly.
Right? Puck can kill creeps, no problem, but she just can't kill. It can't kill, rather, the DK.
Yeah. I think the puck or the DK in this game has to play a bit differently than what you usually play wrong to say, where you actually have to rotate a bit early. Your kills aren't too difficult. Up top, Bloodseeker is in trouble. He's going to be brought down. Disruptor, not going to save him in time. And the crit's dealing a bit of damage, but not enough. He now going for VANSKOR. Astral, see the opportunity here to just buy this time. So yeah, the DK this game could try to play a bit more aggressively, go for like a super early blink. You have good kills. Bloodseeker is not a hard kill up top, neither is Monkey King down bottom. Yeah. But you have to be able to rotate. And now here, okay, Trigger Coil. Puck's like, I can't kill a DK, but I sure as hell can kill you, Disruptor. Unless the DK with Dragon Tail will set this up perfectly, and he does get the kill onto VANSKOR, but in exchange for his own life, and VANSKOR even gets the experience there. So
yeah.
That's a win for Young G.
Yeah. Most importantly there, the flip side of what Alvaro just said is that Desperate does not get the experience, right? Which is the most important thing about the mid lane. You need to get that XP. You're level 6, so there's your quote-unquote spike, but a rough time there as they try and telekinesis Dukalis down to the low ground. He refuses, says, "Leave me alone."
So the choice for DK in this game, which I think is also correct, is putting as much pressure as possible, getting your supports to rotate there, which relieves a lot of pressure into your side lanes. Because Bloodseeker alone against Wraith will not win. Yeah. And the Void Spirit can much easier deal with a Monkey King when there's no Death Prophet nearby.
When the Void Spirit has level 6, yes, I agree with you completely. It becomes much like the mid lane, except you swap it this time, where we've got a lot of damage on the Monkey, but absolutely no catch.
Nice catch.
Yep, Melis is going to be absolutely murdered here. He's going to have a nice little blood right off, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to lifesteal anything off of those.
Well, he's maxing the blood right this time. Very, like the old offlane Bloodseeker. Nowadays, a lot of offlane Bloodseekers will max thirst, ever since the nerfs to blood right, because the mana cost is quite high, so you can't spam it as much. We'll see. I mean, I would love to see the return of Veil Discord Bloodseeker. I think it's yours up.
Yep, some good stacks there for Astral, who's going to be able to farm up a decent amount. Maybe 7 minutes in, not too bad. Middle lane, Desperate. Again, just trying to nuke the waves whenever in between the DK, whenever he's not showing up, but they might try for a kill. Not with the DB rune. They're going to snap the coil. Level 2 Spirit Siphon here, doing some decent damage. As Desperate will actually jaunt over to the Illusory Orb. Instead, he's going to eat the Dragon Tail. That's going to allow Young G enough space to regen. It's going to be Rezo. The kill on the Desperate's Courier will start off this little counter engagement. Dukalis quite tanky, but not tanky enough. His 2 marks there eventually have the damage that Rezo needs for the kill.
Yeah, well played. Killing Dukalis in the end, nice little counter initiation, and there's the power of the DK, right? With the DK, one of the biggest advantages you have, despite his limited ability to do stuff early, is that it's just so easy to play, honestly. Yep. Dragon Tail is consistently going to be a good stun. There's no way you miss that unless the puck phase shifts when you're in Dragon form. Yep. So it's just very easy to counter initiate here, and as long as you know how far you can push this, like now for example, you're fine. Look, even thinking of going to Desperate, he deals a bit of damage. Then I think Breathe Fire might have been a bit better there, but it's okay.
Yeah, Desperate's like, what do I need to do? I did 1,800 damage to DK there and he didn't die. What more do I need to do? Well, sorry, that's just DK.
Alright. Here, I would like it. I mean, this game I'm okay with Blink Dagger for sure, but maybe Hood is a good idea. A lot of magical damage, particularly the puck, right? Yeah. So Hood, even maybe an Eternal Shroud a bit later, because DK does lack.
Rod of Atos build here for our Bloodseeker is going to be the call eventually after he gets graded. Fine, maybe he's going to consider the Gleipnir then.
Not. But maybe as a later game.
Yeah, of course. Not first. Maybe he's going to get the Maelstrom. The recipe's quite expensive though, isn't it? Like,
yeah, exactly. So that's why I think Atos is useful, right? Especially because this game you're up against a Void Spirit, so Atos is always useful against. And then you probably build like... honestly, this game I love a Halberd.
I was gonna say, if Lil knows, I was like, I knew a Rupture was coming, and Lil also knew one was coming. There was absolutely no delay on that. He didn't stop to Fatebolt the wave. He didn't stop to do this or that.
And Bloodseeker's animation for Rupture and the sound is some of the loudest stuff in Dota.
That's true.
He opens his arm. It's a beautiful animation, though.
It is.
It's Hero's design.
And it's a beautiful counter. You simply just TP.
Young G's like, what happened? What? Where's the puck? Is he missile? Where's the puck?
Someone dusts.
Uh-oh. The Dream Pull could be an issue. Bloodright is pure damage as well. Just pierces right through that armor. Puck trying to deal his last bit of physical damage. Seems impossible. Instead, Desperate's in trouble. We have the Breathe Fire. It's evaded. So nice job by Desperate there. Until either.
Yeah, with the Breathe Fire here as well as Fatebolt, goodbye to all of your damage. Because that's going to be 26 plus 25. I believe it stacks additively because they're two separate buffs.
No, it's multiplicative.
Okay.
So it's 26% of the first, whatever gets applied applies the first percentage, and then it's the second percentage of the damage. Theoretically, I think.
So you could be losing either way. Let me just do the back of the napkin math. A crap ton of your damage is going to be missing.
Genuinely, it's around like 40%.
Yeah, and that's a lot of, I mean, Puck is only build stats, right, in the early game especially. That's actually why we see the Mage Slayer, or rather, sorry, the Witchblade being such an effective item, because the game's pretty good. You've got decent attack speed, might as well. So this is actually going to really hurt Desperate's DPS quite a bit with the Fade Bolts and both the Breathe Fire. So that's
also the existence of DK, which has already been the bane of Desperate.
Yeah, but even for damage on other people here.
Okay, they got the skill. I don't know. Honestly, DK is really hard. He has 4 points in Dragon's Blood. TPs immediately. They have Disruption. Okay, this one set up for the Blood Right, but with Wukong's command, yeah, they guaranteed his kill. Bye-bye, Young G. He went for the tankiest build possible and still got punished. Worked out for them. A lot of forced rotation, but I still think it was a work. Especially if now you take the tower.
Yeah, they're going to get to apply some tower pressure. We got a fortify, but that's not going to buy enough time for the DK to respawn.
Okay, he's got a storm. A glimpse of back, Disruption, saves the glimpse. There we go. Krylat is fine, gets a stun up. Wukong's command now used, and Krylat should still be able to survive this, honestly. They stole the Wukong's command though by Rubick. He activates his own, and these are ranged units, by the way, so you gotta be a bit careful.
The frames! Where did they go?
Yeah, this
Rubick took them all. Oh my lord.
That steal was fantastic though.
Rubick stealing frames and spells here.
Because early on, Rubick's damage is quite respectable, so when he uses Wukong's command, you have to just retreat. You can't really fight into the...
It ain't bad. It ain't bad. Yeah, the Wukong's command guys, they're not limited by the attack speed or anything.
Yep.
They have a set interval. Yeah, so it's not a bad steal there whatsoever. It's very strong zoning. They defend the tier 1 tower. He does get rid of Disruption, which is always really nice to have, especially versus a Bloodseeker and a Puck. So he might look to steal that one back again, but of course that was the right play there in the moment.
Yeah, that was a great steal. Honestly, Monkey actually have really good spells to steal as Rubick, right? Because you either steal a stun, which is the Balance Strike, the Primal Spring, which is mobility, or Wukong's command. Genuinely, anything you steal from Monkey King is pretty. So it's a good. It's like when you play against Chikiro. Oh wow. Anything I take from you is godlike.
It's true. Yeah, Breathe Fire is nice. Ice Path is amazing. Magnifier is even better. Dual Breath, but what did I say? Ice Path and Ice Path again? You knew what I meant.
I knew. Disruptor, using the ward here to...
No, yeah, he's getting dewarded.
Yeah, he was like, hey, they're dewarding this ward, so I must put a sentry around here. And he missed both the sentries.
Very unlucky. That's not very likely to be an issue, though, unless he decides to plop down this observer ward, but I don't think he can do that. Spell stolen there is probably to get phase shift. Not amazing. I mean, sometimes it'll save you from like a stun or a blood right, but genuinely, you don't want to save your. So you want to use useful. At least bottom, they're using both the Wraith King and the DK to try to flip. But this early game did not go well for HellRaisers, no surprise, of course. So PuckChamp does have much more control. They're going to let you have this tier 1 bottom because it's hard to defend. But, okay, Bloodseeker. I mean, they might let you have Bloodseeker for free as well. It was bad. What did they steal with the Blood Right? That's a perfect steal. Thunderstorm will use for extra damage. Malice is not fast enough for the Thunderstrike. One up finishing him off. Yep. Nice kill there, as Cooman will get the bottom tower. He's leaving that one up and just try and go equal here. Of course, this tier 1 tower still looking pretty darn good, especially when you're up against it to have it at 400 HP here, 13 minutes. Pretty happy with your mid lane performance, or your team performance, right? Because it's not always going to just be on the mid laner, especially after the 10 minutes.
And you've denied the impact, or one of the many strengths of DK and Wraith King, pushing power. Cores, they're made to some degree to push and create their own map pressure, and not the case here, particularly because the Puck, honestly. Even though Puck lost his lane to DK, he's still capable of recovering nicely in the mid game, taking good kills, and continually pushing out the waves, so you can't have the impact that you're looking for. This allows for easier smokes, like for example this one, near Lil, and Demonic Purge, bye-bye Lil.
See you later. Lots of magic damage here very, very early on, and well, Rubick with his Arcane Supremacy, he deals more of it, but he's unable to actually stop himself. It's going to be first item Aghanim Scepter as well for krylat, who now has that one already on the way. 15 minutes, not a bad timing here, to be honest.
It's so quick that I'm not going to complain. It's so fast. Like, we've seen Ags on Monk usually go in minute 8. So, I
was going to say 18, sometimes 19. Usually by minute 20, the game's kind of
like,
not looking too good.
You need something better than Ags, right?
Yeah.
But if you get this early, sure. This Ags, we always speak about the difference between Ags and Maelstrom, right? Maelstrom allows you to put lane pressure and farm fast.
Yeah, I mean, this is just amazing. He's beat the Wraith King to the Relic alone.
Yeah. And
actually, I think there's a recipe on the core here, so that's not quite true.
Yeah.
No.
There isn't. No. Oh, there we go. You just put the Relic. First Relic. So on the Monkey King, the Maelstrom helps you farm, fight to some degree, and it also helps you put lane pressure. But if you go for the Ags, it gives you lane pressure as well, not as effectively. Much better tower pressure though, or objective pressure in general, and a much better fighting stance as well. So in general, it's a better item if you can choose to afford it.
Yeah.
Usually it's a bit risky, but this game, I think it was the right choice for PuckChamp.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the benefit of giving krylat a good lane, right? I mean, it was, I don't want to say it was a free lane versus Rezo.
But it was kind of free.
It was kind of free. I mean, Rezo just didn't have any kill potential. Once Rezo hit level 6, Monkey couldn't kill him, but he just farms. Rezo can't really contest him for creep.
Dukalis, by the way, he's level 8 just because he was sapping experience lane, constantly pushing it out. So he's being useful while still gaining experience DP support, which is very important. You really, ideally, if you can get level 12 to 4-minute 20, that'd be a dream.
And Astral's really farming here quite a bit. I feel like every single time, well, just about every single second it's available, I keep hearing Shadow Poison around the map. That's because he's just using it to farm wherever he can in between. So they're prioritizing a lot of farm here onto him. Obviously, he's not going to take any away from krylat or Desperate, but got some good farm here. 4,100. It's not even too far behind Melis.
No, and it's because the Ags this game is so fast. Slows down Wraith King with the 3 charges, of course, but the biggest thing is you break the Dragon Blade. And that's just, like, it's GG for it's such a good item. I like his build as well. You go Etherlens, Blinks, you're still useful in the mid game. I mean, you're a support after all. You want to go for cheap items, and then you go for Ags. And these items easily complement your Ags anyway, so it works nicely for the build.
And you can see HellRaisers, they lose their tower in no time flat. Dukalis is going to TP in with the ghosts behind her to support him. And HellRaisers, they might look for a fight here if they can. They're looking to try and snipe anyone on the back lines, but it's just the DP here.
Dukalis okay with dying here. Doesn't get this start of the Dragon Blade, really easy to run, and Young G can dive towers like it's no tomorrow. Dragon form, but they do have Skellies, so they should be able to take this tower. And unfortunately, PuckChamp is forced to take this trade. Not ideal for them. But if you can take a Roshan turn, I think Monkey is doing the Roshan trick. Yep. It is so stupid. It is so stupid.
It's pretty dumb. I think he's even got the Javelin on the way for the Maelstrom. No. He's gonna go for BKB next. Yeah.
Okay, so he's going for a full fight build, no farming. But like, this is so fun.
This has been scouted though.
Oh, okay. Can we kill him in time? Monkey King is like, okay, guys, I gotta stop doing this. A fight. There's a Rupture used on the Rubick. Not very effective. I think they actually might have stolen the Rupture. Yep. Yeah, they did. This could be a problem. Blood Ride's been used, not too effective. Rupture on the krylat. They do use Ruban's command, so he's staying in the circle anyway. The DK got caught by the Dream Coil, but he's taking it nicely. They need more damage for Young G. Activates Dragon Tail immediately. Now no face shift in time for Desperate, which means he's now in trouble as Rezo's looking for the skill. Desperate's still in trouble. Okay, never mind. It's Rezo. The Hunter has become the hunted. As with one Yasuo Scepter, he's gonna try to save himself. Astral Step, that's gonna be the last bit of mobility he has. He's gonna go down. krylat also falling next to him, and the Wraith King capable of surviving this engagement coming a bit later. The tankiness of HellRaisers starting to show.
Yeah, that was incredible. krylat almost lives there thanks to the Boundless Shark. I think he had Jingu ready to go. Unfortunately, he just instead eats a Wraith Fire Blast and a big old crit to the face, courtesy of Cooman. And that's going to be the Radiance, I believe, that showed up, if not at the start of the fight, at least mid-fight. It couldn't have been too much earlier because he's only got 600 gold in the bank after winning a duel or a skirmish. No, he probably definitely had that at the start of the fight, to be honest, considering he's got some not so cheap items already for here.
Yeah. Second.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, the second radiance. Oh, he just
took it out.
realized that.
It's
Like,
probably
I need my super radiance.
it's like a for sure like a glitch. Yeah, Radiance 2.0, big burning stick.
Yeah, so with that radiance, they can already fight. Of course, he might be looking for like a big impact item. After the blade mill, probably like BKB or Blink, right? And then once you have that, I think Wraith is set to fight. And PuckChamp, they got a good early game, but they couldn't utilize it to best degree. I think they should have been able to win that fight, but unfortunately, I mean, the Rupture Steal is quite a big.
Exactly, and that allows them to, no, that forces rather krylat to put down the ulti in just a bad spot, to be honest. HellRaisers, they weren't contesting there. They didn't really want to contest there, but they forced the monkey then to put down his ult in a pretty bad position, and then they're just able to literally fight around it.
Little trick on Bloodseeker by the Rupture, or actually any of his. Yes, Rubick will cast, so you can do it almost immediately. Still have the cast point of Blood Rage, but not cast animation. The best bet against Rubick is you just spell Blood Rage right after, even if you don't need it. Bye-bye Desperate.
Yep.
And always use it on yourself, by the way, because you're not fast enough to click on someone else most of the time. But it's very vital that Rubick does not steal neither Rupture nor Blood Rage. Especially because if Rubick wastes his spell steal on a Bloodseeker and only gets Blood Rage out of it, that's Rubick out of the fight for like 8 seconds.
It's true.
So it's a very important thing.
Yeah, because I mean everyone's got really good spells. They don't want to steal in this game. Like everyone.
Like, but the Bloodseeker particularly, you know, you give him Blood Rage or Rupture, you pretty much gain the team fight. They're both so powerful.
Sure, but I mean, so is Demonic Purge. So is.
No, I agree. But with Bloodseeker, it's easy to do. That's why you're probably looking for those spells.
It's kind of easy to steal Demonic Purge too. He's got a really big backswing on it.
You have to use a Shadow Poison immediately, which cancels the backswing. Yeah, so a lot of tricks on animation canceling in this game to make sure.
Really important, yeah, because it's he's already got the Aether Lens, not quite level 12 or even close to 15 to get that cast range, but soon enough he's going to have plenty of cast range to just snipe your spells from way farther away than you think he should be able to.
That's why his Rupture just came, like, Monkey King activates Wukong's command. Rubick is in another regen altogether. It just ruptures him like there's no tomorrow. Also, since your cast animation is none, right? It feels weird when Rubick uses spells like Rupture, which have a big cast animation. It's like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah, you just hear it.
You hear the sound, yeah.
Yeah, and you don't really know what's going on until you take a look at your hero and he's just completely red and bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, it's interesting because for some animations, the sound goes with the cast animation, and Rubick just does it immediately. And Rubick's moving around, and you still hear the Rupture sound. And you go, okay, what's going on? Is Dota bugged?
Yeah.
It's just Rubick's existence.
It's just Rubick's existence. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes it is per the animation. Famously with, I mean, you've played Warlock with me, or I played Warlock with you, rather. With the Chaotic Offering, you know, if you've ever heard that one get canceled over and over again. Can't do that one on
Zeus. Thank God he doesn't play mid, because otherwise you just clap all game. Awful. Man, he's the king of animation canceling. I don't know why I'm teaching people this. You know all of that.
That's true. Rezo's in trouble, though, as they will hit him with the Dream Coil. Nice catch there. krylat popping the BKB, though, along with the Wukong's command. They try the Yule Scepter trick, but it's not going to work for Rezo. Dream Coil is going to end. They dab stolen Dream Coil. It catches both supports now. krylat just chilling inside the ulti as his BKB will now expire. Desperate was expecting some support, though. Needs to jaunt away. Rezo. Oh, yep, the glimpse will catch him.
Bye-bye, Desperate. Hit should do the trick, okay? He does a Breathe Fire, Young G. Can he punish this? Wow. Nice bling, but Rezo is bound to kill him. Good earn by Rezo there towards the end.
Very good.
Well played by Disruptor, but still, why do that? Oh, I mean, Wraith wants to do the same thing. Disruption. Alright, Cooman.
Should I come again?
I think so.
There's no more Exo.
There's no point to his existence right now. His team is coming by though. Bloodright, I think he's gonna die, but maybe not with Static Storm saving his life. They're actually retreating because they're afraid of the enemy team. Rupture has been used on Cooman. They can kill him with Shadow Poison, and they will take the kill. Not bad. And actually now PuckChamp has the chance to fight this because he's still conserve the high ground. However, Melis in the low ground, not in the best position. He might just get punished. They're trying to go for Melis first, and with the glimpse, they'll guarantee the kill. Not even needed. Astral step finishing him off.
Yeah, nicely done. Really, really great fights out of HellRaisers. Just being nice and patient here. PuckChamp feeling like they needed to force something there. krylat pops the BKB and the ulti for the offlaner. For what is only the offlaner that gets caught inside of the Dream Coil. That, to me, I don't know. I don't know if that's quite worth your 10-second BKB and the ultimate.
No, it's not. I mean, the kill in the Wraith was pretty impressive. Also, kind of his mistake. There was no need for him to be involved in that aggressively. Yeah. Especially when you saw where the enemy retreated, and you have your whole jungle is like warded.
Well, more than that, I mean, just to point this out, right, to be completely faithful, Young G was the one who forced away both supports all the way here.
No, that's why you know exactly where they went.
And then he's like, oh, farm.
Yeah. didn't make much sense. But besides that weird play by Cooman, it was still it was just still odd for PuckChamp just to play that aggressively. I know you wanted to show off your 10-second BKB, but is diving a tower really the best way? Also, how does Puck steal Dream Coil? Sorry, how does Rubick steal Dream Coil? Use Phase Shift, use Waiting Rift, whatever.
Yeah.
You can't let him have Dream.
All right, they're gonna go for their little cute strategy here, are they? Yeah, there they go. Still not too fast, though. Again, we've got decent damage now, at least with the additional damage, plus 16, plus 10, thanks to the BKB. But not the most. Still no maelstrom. They are going to be going through this road relatively quickly, though. There's going to be the scan out from PuckChamp onto the high ground to make sure they're not going to get gone on, but instead through the river is where the troubles are going to come. VANSKOR at the ready here with the static storm. He's going to get turned away, but YungJi can jump in and finds the kill. Immediately Dukalis. Aegis snatched up by Crit, though, as they also get the kill there. Krylat.
Can they get out of here, though? The BKB is soon to expire. And now Krylat, there's your Aegis life, completely useless. Can he do something with his second life? We'll see in a second. As Krylat gets stunned immediately, there's a Dragon Tail. Can you initiate with a Dream Coil? He will. Desperate, trying to get the initiation out. Krylat also, nice timeless strike, killing the first wave of the Wraith King. The Wraith King's like, I don't need Aegis. I got it automatically.
But now everyone's low, and Melis, the cleanup man, looking at least for the Disruptor. Instead, it's going to be Desperate, the mid laner, picking it up. Melis now stunned up by YungJi. Who's this? Cooman. Cooman, you already died once. No, not again. You didn't get the Aegis, my friend. Desperate now with 2 kills. As he finds himself out of position, they will be able to TP away YungJi at the very least, but actually kind of heavy losses there for HellRaisers, considering they did get through the Aegis and only a buyback on the position 5.
I honestly, HellRaisers there, it seems like they're like 2 voices. Actually, ironically, 2 shot callers. One going, we're winning, guys, we're winning this. And the other guy going, no, we're losing, retreat.
Who fights even better, or rather, who comes in nicely at the end of fights, is the Bloodseeker. And we saw that. He was just moving into town, getting good damage in. He could rotate in and out quite freely, whereas Rezo's really the only one that can do that here for the side of HellRaisers. I think that's something that PuckChamp needs to be doing a little bit more here, is kind of forcing out these one-way trips, right? Rezo, again, he can Astral step himself in and out, or he can in. But right now with the Blink Dagger on DK and an Ags, I imagine, ish. For Astral, they can look to try and punish that, but a decent fight overall for PuckChamp. They finally get the Roche, they lose their Monkey King, but still kind of gets involved there. And something that actually I saw, kind of my last note on that fight, and the reason why I think Krylat doesn't really get off too many Jingu stacks, I think he maybe only got 1 off. It's just really good position by HellRaisers. They knew exactly where to be standing, how to kind of split the aggro, right? It looked like they were like Marine swapping around in StarCraft. It really did.
Okay, they killed him really easily. But DP is in trouble. She's like, well, the enemy paused 5 times, so I can die,
it's
right?
It's a dieback for her, though.
Oh, that is pretty bad. Dream Coil used, though, with Disruptor as well. They have Wukong's command, Blood right set up. They want to go for Rezo. They really want to kill Rezo. Oof. But he can step once. He's fine. He has enough HP for that. Instead, Cooman's like, guys, go on me. He has no reincarnation, though, because he still had the cooldown from the level 2 reincarnation previously wasted. Yeah. And now they can really go for the Rubick, and HellRaisers just gave him, like, they were, what, PuckChamp was going for a snack, and HellRaisers just went and said, hey, have a whole meal.
Have a whole 3-course meal there, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, hey, really good positioning from PuckChamp, though. They get the initial kill, as well as dropping Static Storm for those, so there's no reason for them not to be fighting here. And then they actually do an amazing job of separating Cooman, who's on this side, on this half of the Wukong's command. He runs this way, but the rest of his team, actually, YungJi pops BKB and runs away, and so does Rezo. Completely isolated, and Wraith King...
But then I don't understand why he still walks in, right?
I mean, sure, I agree with you.
You could argue that they're leaving him behind if he wasn't that he could have just walked the opposite way.
I didn't quite see how he actually got to be in that position. I saw him on one side of the Wukong's command, on the other side, unfortunately, of his team, when he got kind of zoned away. So, well done to PuckChamp for at least zoning him, right? I mean, there's something to be said for that, you know. It's kind of like corralling a player. You know, they managed to corral him away from the rest of the team.
Champ. Rank.
Yeah.
They're going around with their lassos, just making sure Wraith King doesn't have a good game.
Yeah, they just have to herd him and all the skeletons here. As mid lane, they might look for him again. That's
his reincarnation.
He does, but the Rubick does not.
Oh, wow, that's pretty big.
They just really wanted him dead, man.
I think that's fair, honestly.
Yep, Lincoln Sphere as well for Puck to make his game a bit harder.
Oh, yeah.
DK is a bit harder.
Try stealing and steal against spells now. Also Dragon Tail, of course.
Also Glimpse is really nice to block.
I think HellRaisers has the right idea, though, as to how they're proposing these fights. They want chaotic fights where the team fight that PuckChamp has is vilified by moving around a lot. Again, here's the high mobility and as you said, short cooldowns. so that's your ideal situation. But unfortunately, when you play these kind of fights, they can either be a beautiful Russian ballet or a bunch of headless chickens. And it's difficult to always execute the ballet.
Yeah, yeah. But right now, though, I mean, it's a little bit like herding cats, right? Not hurting them, but herding them, as in like penning them in, right?
Yeah, it's not like hurt. That'd be awful.
No, that'd be awful, yeah. If you're herding cats. Herding cats is actually rather difficult. There's a really good Mythbusters episode about it. You can sometimes try and corner them in, what they tend to do, but they don't. They're very good at being evasive. They are, and this Wraith King is not. He's been caught once. Oh, gets the blink off, so that's pretty evasive there. Cooman free to TP. There's no vision. There's no disruption either. So off and away he goes. But that is going to be his BKB and reincarnation use there.
Hey, you thought about hurting cats, but I agree that it's the case when you're trying to fight against PuckChamp. Well, when PuckChamp starts to fight against HellRaisers, particularly the Wraith King, it's more like trying to murder a manatee. It's not really that. DP. Okay, she's completely alone down bottom, so of course it's going to be a free kill for Resolution. But remember, it's only a +5 DP, so you can argue she was creating space. Sure, I'll buy it.
I mean, maybe, because this actually kind of forces HellRaisers to overextend quite a bit. They don't have a tier 1. They don't even have a tier 2 in this. You can see really, really great positioning from PuckChamp. HellRaisers, though, they've seen this one before. They're going to go ahead and scan and smoke, so they know exactly what they're running into, but will they be prepared?
Melis was about to rupture the Disruptor.
Oh, instead he's going to find Cooman. Oh, spell stolen. That should be Blood Wraith.
Oh, look, he did the trick now. He gave him Blood Wraith. Now Rubick is useless, so they have an opportunity to go for the Void Spirit. But instead, the DK will just murder Melis. There's still that usage of the Dream Coil to finish off Resolution, and they will lose both of their offlaners. However, krylat will also fall. Cooman still not losing his first life, waiting patiently for the rupture to end, and now trying to finish off the puck as well. But the mobility is just not good enough.
I can barely even keep up with Spur right now. Now I got the camera. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that fight. I don't know if that disruption actually ended up kind of condemning krylat there. Did you see that? He was about to bow on the strike. I couldn't see if he had Jingu on anyone. A really unfortunate timing there. An even better static storm though from the low ground. VANSKOR just able to connect it onto two very important heroes, and the two that died. So serious kill potential there.
Okay, DK, I guess you wanted to die. No,
yeah, they save him, but he's fine. Magic resistance.
Yeah, that's what matters, right, against the wood. But yeah, PuckChamp there, odd proposition of a fight. Though I gotta say that probably what won the fight was not even the disruption. Okay, that scam was. They knew exactly where they were, and, you know, beep boop, right, like in StarCraft, and they found out that PuckChamp was trying to hold a high ground, and they know how to fight this.
They were BMing, so they dropped 8 scans at once, and they couldn't see their units anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That's dumb trick.
Yeah, and they drop a bunch of SCVs on the called mules.
Mules are the ones that come from.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great fight. I mean, and again, it goes to see it, or just this goes to show, you know, sometimes I say it to make fun of myself, of course, but also, I mean, the pro players know this stuff too. Hey, you have no tier 1, you have no tier 2, you've got no tier 1 or tier 2 in your mid lane, and you just kill the position 5 showing 2 heroes. Yep. You know you're really massively overextended, you're in a very vulnerable position. It's one thing to recognize that, but it's another thing to go, we can take a fight here. And I think that's awesome that HellRaisers do that.
It was also a bit of a mistake by Melis still rupturing, I think, the one hero that you don't. I mean, I guess they were using Rupture in a way to just deter the Wraith King from coming in, which kind of worked, but they underestimated the power of a DK Void Spirit, because they have a lot of save now. It's kind of to the point where, you know, DK has a BKB, soon to have AC as well, which will give him more damage.
It's on the way, actually.
Yeah,
right now.
The Void Spirit with Axe and Yule Scepter can really slow down this fight enough for the Rupture to run out of Wraith King. In addition to, of course, he always had Reincarnation, so you can always just walk in, die, literally with Rupture, and slow you down if you were trying to get away.
Okay, Dukalis is going to break smoke by attacking some more. So that's fine. But now they know that there's probably more than one person smoked up. You very rarely, outside of pub, see only one smoking out of the early game anyway.
Yeah, exactly. In the early game, sure. But minute 32, if your support is solo smoking, please stop playing Dota.
Yeah,
uninstall.
Shouldn't be a thing. And HellRaisers, they subscribe to that logic as well. They're just going to hold the Rezo up front. Why not? He's got the Yule Scepter. He's
Look how stoic he is.
He's ready. He's hands off the keyboard. I dare you. I dare you. But the rest of the team positioned very nicely here. You got Lil from behind, Disruptor as well. Your two very vulnerable heroes there to protect each other. Young G as well as actually Wraith King just outside of Blink. I mean, it's really, really great positioning, and that's exactly what PuckChamp do not want to jump into, right? They don't want to fight into an entrenched enemy like that, whether it's high ground or whether it's in the jungle in some random positioning. Either way, that's not really what their draft is well suited to do. You think it might be with the Puck and the Monkey King, but that's not really how they put the fights in the coin for them here.
No, not at all. And now PuckChamp again trying for another initiation here with a smoke. Might have been just the end of the last smoke, actually. They catch the puck, still stunned, assimilate. Okay, nice Disruptor to save his life. Setting Storm low, set up on the puck, and he's silenced currently. Loses the Wraith his first life, but also the puck in turn. And the DK from behind is going for Dukalis. They will destroy the exorcism, and they're going to accomplish it in a matter of seconds. Mel is also in trouble, all thanks to Young G's rotation. That Bloodseeker won't matter too much. 5 on the puck. He wants to come back in. His Lincoln is saving from the Dragon Tail, but look at DK go. Krylat did nothing because Young G alone dealt with the rest of PuckChamp. Oh my goodness. That AC literally turned the fight around.
Yeah.
That was huge. He actually could deal with 3 heroes.
Yeah, unfortunately, krylat bit off a bit more than he could chew there. He successfully zoned away 2 of the supports, I believe, from HellRaisers, but he himself actually ended up kind of doing the opposite to his team. I mean, how do you just, you know, hey monkey and Puck to that to this extent? Actually, it's really cool that you guys can just, you know, ignore papping and run up free, but you know, us supports can't really do that.
Yeah, and especially, you know, with a DK in our way.
Yeah, because you know, Puck and Monkey King, they run up. DK runs down, just picks up the backlines. Even at this stage, Bloodseeker can't really hold a candle to him. You could see even at some stage there, I think it was who was it? It was Dukalis ran back into the Roach pit where Astral and Melis were both hiding. They're like, no, they did not want to be there.
It's true, yeah. They were just trying to outrun the DK somehow, but they didn't know what to do against him. And now, okay, resolution, the opportunities to go for DP, not a bad idea.
Static Storm that'll hold on Melis as well.
That's good, they're zoning him out, making sure they can kill DP first, because he's an easier kill. Melis now using his Rupture.
Ouch.
And Resolution takes a fair amount of damage. We saw the glimpse, we do, but now if a Silence Disruptor gets killed immediately, the Bloodseeker won't hurt Resolution, of course, and Cooman comes in to finish the job. You know what they say, right? If you want to do a job well, you gotta do the job yourself.
You do, yeah, and he almost messed up there. He actually missed the first attack, which was the crit, but it didn't matter. There's no lifesteal. Nothing for Melis to do all of a sudden. He's just kind of running around like a chicken without a head on anymore, or something like that. He just can't seem to find anyone to kill. Now Rezo's even a little bit too difficult with the BKB that he's got. Annual Scepter. It's starting to look pretty dire here. PuckChamp is with a 7K net worth lead here all of a sudden. Take a look at our Puck here. He's gone for the Dessa, going for the Aghanim Scepter next, which is going to be really nice, but at the end of the day, you just gotta stop getting caught inside these static storms, guys. VANSKOR, he just knows who and when to drop them on to facilitate these kills. Yeah, sure, he'll die at the end. You'll even kill him before you die, but he's happy.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows exactly what he's doing here for the team, and it's really great to watch him play as position 5 Disruptor here.
I mean, he's an excellent Disruptor, by the way, because I think the region that, in my opinion, plays Disruptor the best, or up there, is definitely the Eastern European. You have like top Disruptors. VANSKOR definitely stands out, but particularly Solo stands out to me a lot. Disruptor is insane. But on top of that, it's just VANSKOR's a veteran player. These veteran players know much better how much they can push the envelope, how much they can risk things. And I'm not saying that PuckChamp doesn't know these things, that without the 10, 20 years of experience, VANSKOR's been playing forever, since Dota 1, right? It's not as easy to make a right play. So, let's see. They're gonna go for this tower down bottom. Cooman a bit annoyed by his own illusions, but with a DK, this push is not that difficult.
Yeah, actually, Shadowed Even is fantastic here. I mean, they got Radiance. You can see now he's like, all right, guys, I'll turn it off. My bad, right? And they got Radiance, they got Basher, and they got a crit immediately coming out of the Disruptor as well. You do not want to be messing with those. I'm pretty sure.
You can turn it off. If you turn it off, you can. When you come out to Disruptor.
Dukalis is dead. They turned him off.
Yep, he was not happy with that. But there's no creeps nearby, so you can't really take the racks back door. No, why are all there so many regulations, right? Where's my freedom here? Why can't they take the racks backdoor protection?
Simply just need more damage. I think if they have a Deso along with DK and the AC, maybe then we're talking.
But actually, beating backdoor protection.
No.
Not enough regulations. People can get through the regulations with enough damage. It is not correct.
Need more VANSKOR's about to have more damage as well, nearly having enough money now for the complete Aghanim Scepter. Taking a look at his build. Orchid for our DK.
Wow, interesting.
Into the Bloodthorn, just to get rid of that little evasion that they have, courtesy of Melis's, I think it's, Solar Crust. Yeah. So that's going to be nice. And of course, just critical damage. Guaranteed hits are always amazing. It stacks with Wraith King's damage as well. I mean, Edge Sword now. Ouch.
And a great way for DK to now deal with a link into the puck. You either try and tail him, or you Orchid him, and whatever else goes through. I don't think it really matters, honestly.
Yeah, whichever one goes through is basically a death sentence to Puck right now.
You use both as fast as possible. Probably Orchid first, because Dragon Tail's a bit more valuable. Also, it has a cast point, so you can cancel Link and deal with Orchid. And
items are instant.
Items all instant in this game.
The Wraith King's now got Abyssal, speaking of items to break through that one. A Halberd, which is actually really, really nice for our Puck. Gets a 5-second disarm on a Puck with Deso and Witch's Blade. I mean, you're getting rid of a lot of physical damage there. They're getting baited. Oh, okay. they got really baited. So they're getting a little bit baited, but no, they're just sending a message there. You get one of those for free when you're Shadow Demon, when you send one illusion out, farm the wave.
Yeah, but I like it because the illusion does take more damage, right? I'm not crazy.
Well, I'm sure HellRaisers are like, we're killing him, we're killing him. Oh, it's fake.
Oh yeah, that moment. Every Dota player knows that moment of excitement when you hit an illusion. You go, oh my god, I deal so much damage, and then you kill it, and it's just a disappointment that happens when you realize that you're not actually strong.
Look what you've done, you fool, and then you know the support player's having a laugh.
Yeah. You know that everyone's reporting you for that one play.
And then so now we know for sure that Astral is going to be eating this next Abyssal Blade, guaranteed.
Exactly.
You embarrassed me before, not again.
Astral is 100% going to die. He's going for Ags though, which is a huge deal this game. As I mentioned earlier, the best way to deal with DK, but DK might be a bit too strong to deal with right now. Until you get the Ags, I don't know if they can win these fights.
It's good vision, but they've
no Dragon Form.
They've got 2 cores missing, and already they're going to get dewarded.
I think this is good for PuckChamp to be.
No Wraith thing here. There's the jump. They found the Puck though immediately. Nice counter initiation with both the Boundless Strike and the Disruption as Puck will come out. Still silenced though, and perhaps in trouble. Youngji just starting to slap it to death. But now Disruptor will fall first. Out comes the Dream Coil. Now on top of the Wukong's command. She's consumed. Krylat still alive. Actually gets the kill onto Youngji.
Well played, even with the cheese, mind you. That was like potentially 2 lives. He didn't catch up to Cooman of his first life. There you go. We already dealt with your friend. He had 2 lives too. We don't care. We're used to this. That is, as I said, quite the initiation for PuckChamp. No Dragon Form. You were missing your rating because it was coming late. There was no way you could win as HellRaisers. Choosing to stay and fight there was a mistake. And that was PuckChamp taking advantage of, honestly, not a very wide window opportunity. So well played by them.
Yeah, very well played indeed. I mean, that's great vision. They knew that there was no Wraith King around them. A bigger mistake as well committed by HellRaisers was not initially either getting the kill onto Puck before the Disruption came out or continuing to chase. As now into the base goes Desperate. That's a kill on the Lil. He doesn't have buyback either. None of these guys have buyback, Avo.
Yeah, none of them have buyback. Central rising to defend this game. Probably the best thing you can do right now is cut 3 plays from either mid or off just to delay this. But oh my goodness, the battery of hits from the Monkey King statues makes it really difficult to defend this. Even that Desolator onto the Puck. And they're dropping the Illusion Escape here. And the President
this is going to be Megas.
No, the macro protection should. Oh no, they can't clear the creep blades at bottom. It's true, they're too afraid to go out. This will be Megas.
They don't have buyback, they can't afford to do it. Wraith King's just, everyone is so close to buyback by like less than 500 gold with the exception of Rezo.
One bad fight, man. One really ill-advised mistake, and now you need to, I don't know.
This felt like a turbo game. This sucks for HellRaisers.
Now, yes. Okay, Rupture onto the Void Spray. I don't know why you're fighting here now, honestly.
He just pops UKB. Yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. All right, Megas, they're going to spawn in here in 10 seconds. And just like that, PuckChamp, they find themselves in the driver's seat of this one.
Oh my goodness, what a point of inflection. Is that GameStop stock we're looking at? Gee.
Stonks.
PuckChamp is doing a really, really well right now.
To the moon!
Recovered completely. Oh, what a cheat. What is his win probability? He said it was 80% before, now it's 80%.
Don't worry about it. Dota Plus is always right.
Always right, huh? Yeah, so that was honestly just not a big mistake by HellRaisers, I would say. Just an error in judgment. Momentary error in judgment, but that cost him the game. And this is the issue with Dota, right? Sometimes with top teams, with competitive teams of this caliber, you will see these small mistakes pretty much matter in the game. It doesn't mean HellRaisers is a bad team. It just means that, well, they made one small mistake. They need to work on their consistency, play a bit safer, and this is something they'll learn for next game. But right now, you can't do much about it.
Yeah, and this is something that Avo and I will sometimes mention as well, and other casters too. But mostly, I talk to this one the most. Won't leave my apartment.
Actually not paying rent.
But normally we like to talk a lot about how punishing it is sometimes for one draft to lose a fight. You see that, and that's super relevant these days with how popular Necro 3 is, how popular Lycan. Beastmaster's been in the pool for like 2 years now, right?
Oh, right, that's a good point.
And this game, at its surface, it doesn't look like they push that fast, but you gotta remember, this is Monkey King who has Ags and now additional damage. This is right-click Puck, right?
With Desolator.
With Desolator as well as Witchblade, which gives a lot more damage, let's be honest, and attack speed, right? And DP position 5, who didn't even need Ecto for that time. They were lucky enough to have the lanes pushed in their favor bottom, And just like that, Megas.
Even Shadow Demon is pretty decent at pushing it.
Yeah.
So is Bloodseeker, Blood Rage to do more damage to the towers. And of course, Shadow Demon with the extra illusions. There's always a lot of utility. So I agree with you. And this means essentially that one lost fight for HellRaisers means so much more than one lost fight for PuckChamp. Because yeah, HellRaiser has nice push, but not to the degree that PuckChamp does, especially not now.
I would be, I agree. Mainly because Rezo doesn't do a whole lot. DK is going to be extremely dependent.
Assuming that you win the fight, most likely your Dragon Form is done by then, right?
I was literally about to say the exact same thing. Yeah, he's going to be probably very dependent there on the ultimate.
What happens when you bunk up in a place for a while?
It's true. Okay, Dream Coiler into one. They're going to try and stand it.
Oh my goodness, that's physical damage? Oh, he went for the level 25,000.
Oh, yeah.
He went for the Dream Coil hits. Yeah, Dream Coil Ravage Fire, that's it. Hill will also die to that. That was.
I mean, why not? It makes a lot of sense this game, right?
Yeah, no, I think it's the right talent.
I mean, because Puck is in extreme danger of dying. Can't die if you're phase shifted and just continuing to fire auto attacks. Now Mega's inside the base. I also catch Rezo here, who's able to run. He's still got his BKB. VANSKOR, though, doesn't have one of those. This time, though, HellRaisers, they got the buybacks ready. Almost everyone here. Wraith King has fought out. However, there's going to be the jump in. They want to try for krylat first. Great, nice job there with the disruption to stop him from dying to the static storm. He's going to get off the BKB, turn with the stun onto two heroes. Now, that's going to be the first play from Cooman as well. Krylat's going to stay alive just barely as the month is a big number to him. Young G as well, struggling to get outside of the Wukong's command. Will not be able to do so. He's now died back. Cooman needs to run for his second life now, as there's actually the Aghanim Scepter for the Shadow Demon doing lots of work. That's going to be able to allow them to get the kill onto Rezo. Cooman needs a lifesteal off the creep to get back in the fight here, but they've already lost Young G. Second life, they did get the kill onto krylat, however. This was krylat. Krylat.
You got it. You got it.
I got it. I doubted
50
myself.
more tries. I mean, they managed to defend this for now, but I think that HellRaisers are still in a really bad position because your lineup is not made to deal with Mega Creeps at all, right?
No, really
Radiance is not great against Mega Creeps. If you had, like, Battle Fury, which, of course, is a terrible build on Wraith King, but if you had that, then, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he brought up Mjolnir, so that's nicer.
Yeah, Mjolnir is pretty good, honestly. You might need to sell your Radiance, though. Did they rupture him? No,
They
rupture
Rezo. Yeah, they want to try and get Rezo because he bought back. He's higher priority right now.
Yep.
Looking for whatever, so it's, I mean, it's a 4v4 right now, but you can very easily make it a 4v3 if someone gets caught out here. They're going to be a little bit more patient than that. Yeah, I mean, they're going to try it. 2-second Mortal Strike cooldown. I don't believe it gets copied by Disruption.
No, talents don't get the extra.
Okay.
So talents will get the Mortal Strike, but they don't get the talents.
So that's
Sorry, illusions get a talent, get the Mortal Strike. They don't get the talents.
yeah. So they just get the abilities and the items, not the talents. That's generally how it works. When Rubick seals a cell for example, it's
Or
kind of
when
the same
Morphling morphs into you.
Yep. Or into a teammate, or into anyone really. Very good point. All right. Well, HellRaisers, they live to fight another day.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems kind of difficult for them to come back into this game, but at least right now they're keeping their hopes high and they're hoping to have chances. They go for Desperate. Recoil, of course, means I don't know if he's trying to hit him. But they do at least hurt him with the H. It's so annoying. Static Storm is very annoying. Desperate's already dead. Can't do much. A Stuffable Streak given over to HellRaisers. Dukalis activated his Exorcism, but he's going to die in a matter of seconds. So Exo, how strong can that possibly be? He was the gem as well. krylat won't save his teammate, but the Psychic Headband will push him back. And they will only be able to catch up to the Rubick for now. Blinks away. HellRaisers holding their own.
Okay, they don't want HellRaisers to get Roche here, I believe, is why they decided to buy back. They're so perfectly on the puck. They need to make sure they can secure this. And honestly, it's almost guaranteed. HellRaisers, they need to defend against Megas. I mean, those things, they will chew through your tier 4s and your Ancient before you even know it. So yeah, this is going to be then a guaranteed Roche. They're going to give the Aegis to Desperate, who has just bought back and doesn't have buyback available. Then maybe we'll try Cooman as well. They're going to break his first life. The second life, though, we'll see. They're actually without Young G here. Lil's the only one right nearby to try to help his friend, but will not be able to do much. Luckily, our Wraith King does have buyback. Long live the King. Melis running after VANSKOR, doesn't have vision. Spell stolen.
Rupture. Why? How? Use Blood Rage, dude. Okay, at least they kill him immediately, so only one Rupture got used. It was only on the Bloodseeker. Offense immediately. All run for HellRaisers. They go for the puck, and they might be able to force the die back here.
No, it's an Aegis.
Like an Aegis. Okay, it's fine. You're right. The Aegis will save his life. But can they kill him even once, actually? No. Puck. They kill Melis instead. Puck wants to walk back in. Go for the DK. Lugo's command is too brutal. They murder off 2 of the cores, neither of which has buyback. They might finish on the Monkey King, but he heals back up thanks to Boundless Strike, which works through Heaven's Halberd. And Cooman doesn't know who to fight against. He's lost his whole team. His heart's broken, and his face will soon be broken as well. That's his first fight, and now his second. Goodbye, HellRaisers. GG called as PuckChamp take game number 1.
Well, game number 1 off of, honestly, like a glimmer of hope that they had. And yeah, what an amazing turnaround for them. I think that goes to show why we